From school funding to immigrants' rights, a lot is sitting on Governor Polis's desk tonight.
Lawmakers race to get through a long list of bills on this last day of the 2025 session. Your political reporter Sean Boyd has been covering the Capitol for 15 years, joins us now. Sean, how much did the Trump administration factor into their bills this year?
You know, I think if anything, it made Democrats more determined to pass certain measures like the immigration and transgender rights bills that some, including Governor Polis, worry will put an even bigger target on Colorado's back. In all, lawmakers debated 656 bills over the last 120 days and closed a $1 billion budget shortfall. The budget battle consumed much of the session. A plan to spend $4 million on new furniture for lawmakers became a flashpoint. The furniture budget was ultimately cut in half. Dozens of programs ranging from food banks to workforce development also saw cuts, while budget writers increased funding for K-12 schools, higher ed, and Medicaid. They also found more funding for safety net providers, especially those in rural Colorado. With money tight, Democrats floated new fees, including fees on auto, homeowners, and health insurance, all of which failed. So too did Republicans' efforts to repeal retail delivery and plastic bag fees. But a bill banning hidden or junk fees, including in rental contracts, passed. Lawmakers also passed bills to increase affordable housing, including measures to expedite manufactured housing by creating regional building codes and incentivize condo development by limiting lawsuits over construction defects. While legislators approved warning labels for gas stoves, they nixed them for gas pumps. And while they killed a bill to require age verification for online porn sites, they passed a measure that criminalizes deepfake porn, or digitally altering pictures of real people to create fake nudes. Maybe no bill generated more debate than a measure expanding transgender rights, making misgendering a form of discrimination. A measure expanding protections for undocumented immigrants also drew fire, passing the House the day after the Department of Justice sued the state over what it called sanctuary policies. A scandal at the state crime lab prompted the biggest criminal justice bill of the session. It ensures defendants and victims are notified if DNA evidence in their case was tampered with. Colorado also now has one of the most restrictive gun bills in the country, barring the sale of most semi-automatic firearms without training. And thanks to a bill offering millions of dollars in tax credits, the state will be the new home of the Sundance Film Festival in 2027. The session started with a $1 billion budget shortfall. It ended with drama over an artificial intelligence law. The governor, attorney general, and even members of Congress urged lawmakers to delay implementation of the nation's first artificial intelligence law, which is set to take effect in January. But a last-minute effort to do that failed. Among the final bills to get approval were a measure that regulates rideshare companies and a bill that makes it easier to unionize. Two bills Governor Polis is not a fan of.
We know the governor already at work looking over these bills. He's already vetoed two of them, correct?
Yeah, and lawmakers were unable to overturn those vetoes. And, I wouldn't be surprised if there are more vetoes coming. There was perhaps a little more tension than usual this session between the democratically controlled legislature and the Democratic governor.
Sean, you've also mentioned the possibility of a special session. Do you think that's going to happen?
I think it depends on what happens in Congress. If Republicans follow through with cuts to Medicaid or change how education funding is doled out, the governor will definitely have to call a special session. If that happens, I think lawmakers would also try to delay implementation of that artificial intelligence law.
Great work covering the legislative session as always, Sean. We know you'll continue to cover what happens from here.
You bet.
Thank you.
Take a vacation now, Sean.
Thank you.